ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। Let us resume our discussion on Sri Ramakrishna's spiritual discourses with his intimate devotees at the house of Girish Chandra Ghosh on 25th February 1885, when Sri Ramakrishna went there on his way to see a drama entitled Brishaketu at the Star Theatre of North Kolkata. We are meeting after 2 weeks, since last week I was not present here as out of station. So let us recapitulate the salient points discussed in our last interaction, where Sri Ramakrishna is saying that realization is possible in various ways. Whatever Sri Ramakrishna said in the Kathamrita and has been recorded by M. the recorder of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, are extremely relevant for our spiritual life. Now, he has talked about Siddhi, perfection, reaching the goal, success. Siddhi means success. Success means you, अब सामने आई, success means you reach the target. That is called Siddhi. That you have become, you have achieved your desired goal, you have reached the destination. Now, most of us fail to acknowledge that we leave the world without attaining Siddhi. This should be our constant prick in our heart, that we have not yet reached the destination. We have still some time left. Till we die, till we leave this world, somehow or other, we must constantly endeavor to attain this Siddhi, the perfection. Siddhi means that we achieve the target. Realization of the goal. Fortunately, the goal of life, that is for us who are the followers of Sri Ramakrishna, have been uniformly earmarked without any confusion that vision of God is the goal of life. ईश्वर दर्शन ही मनुष्य जीवनेर उद्देश्य. Or else there is also a lot of confusion that even in spiritual life, what is the goal? Some say to realize God in the personal form or in an impersonal form, or samadhi, or nirvikalpa samadhi, sabhikalpa samadhi, ishta darshan, नाना प्रकार का विभेद. Sri Ramakrishna has put an end to all this debate and dispute and discussion, squarely earmarking the goal for every human being as realization of God. And that too, he is very specific. Realization does not mean that you see God in a vision, or you see God in, you say that Ishwar Darshan, you see God. When you see something, it has to be a form. In some form or other, you see God and you are convinced that you are seeing God and not you are seeing a ghost. So that sort of conviction must come. Now, here also there is a question that whenever you see something, then how do you guarantee that you are seeing God and you are not seeing something else? Now that also Sri Ramakrishna has resolved that doubt by saying, by giving an anecdote, by a story, he has clarified that doubt. He said that one person wanted to see the king. That was his goal, to see the king. So he went at the king's court and he was stopped by the guards. Then fortunately, he got hold of a guide. So he took the help of the guide, and the guide said, "You come with me. I will take you to the king." But the king is not easily available. You have to cross many gates. Is it all right? The front gate, he was confronted by some well-dressed officers, very impressive officer. Then the person asked the guide, "Is this the king?" He said, "No, this is not the king. The king is far beyond. Let us go." He crossed and went to the second gate. Second gate, the more attractive person was seen at the second gate. Then the person asked, "Is this the king?" He said, "No. King is beyond." So the third gate, likewise in each gate, he was seeing more and more attractive personalities. He was overwhelmed that these are so impressive, attractive personalities, but his guide is saying, "No, this is not the king." Then he was wondering how much more handsome and beautiful the king must be. Even these people are not king. King is beyond. He was very much inquisitive. More he was advancing, more he was inquisitive, that then how great the king would be, who's not even equal to these. These people are not equal to the king. They are inferior. So finally, when he was taken to the real king, this person did not ask. Seeing the king, he was convinced at the core of his heart, this person is the king. There cannot be anything better. He kept quiet, and the guide smiled. In our life, and to his surprise, he saw that the guide merged with the king. The guide was no other than a reflection of the king. The king came in disguise to take him to himself. Guide was no one other than the image of the king. So that is the secret of a spiritual journey. We are reaching towards meeting the God of the universe, and Guru is our guide. In each step we are taking the help of the Guru to identify for the goal orientation. But ultimately, when we meet the reality, then the Guru merges with God. Guru ishte loy hoye jaye. Then we realize the Guru was no other than the Ishta in a different form for that person. And ultimately it gets merged and we get convinced. It's been mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Jam labdhva chaparam labham mannati nadhikam tataha jasmin sthito nadukhena gurunapi vichalyat layet sam vidya dukkha sanjoga viyogam sa nischayana yuktabhyo yogo anirvinna chetasa. By getting which one is convinced that there cannot be any better achievement. That is Siddhi. One is convinced in the core of his heart, Jam labdva cha aparam labham, इससे अधिक लाभ हो नहीं हो सकता है. मन्नते नाधिकम तथा. And what is the other proof? Jasmin sthito nadukhena gurunapi vichalyate. Not only the mental conviction, but also that whatever be the situation, even in the most adverse, critical, difficult situation, he is not perturbed. Gurunapi dukkhena, the greatest misery in the life cannot do any, doesn't have any effect on the person. गुरुनापि विचल्यते, ही इज नॉट, कोई विचलित नहीं होते हैं. जितने भी भारी दुख उनके पास आवे, ही इज नॉट एट ऑल वरीड बिकॉज ही हैज सीन गॉड एंड ही हैज अचीव्ड समथिंग which cannot be surpassed. Nothing can take it away from him. And savidya dukkha sanjoga viyogam. Dukkha, misery, is not our nature. Misery is an external impurity, disturbance which tries to disturb us. Dukkha sanjoga. Dukkha is not our nature. Pollution is not our nature. Pollution is an addition. Dukkha is an external disturbance and it has to be removed. Dukkha sanjoga viyogam. What is added must be subtracted. And then what he says? Sanischayana yuktabhyo. That is to be achieved in life. Nischay, without doubt, That is to be achieved. Yukt hona chahiye, that is siddhi. And yogo anirvinna chetasa, which makes our mind still, quiet, perfect. So that is the avastha of siddhi. Now here, Sri Ramakrishna says, this state can be achieved in 5 ways. We discussed, I am recapitulating. Please remember. This state of siddhi, perfection, can be achieved in 5 ways. First, in the normal way, sadhan siddhi, by personal effort, sadhan. कहा जाता है साधन बिना सिद्ध वस्तु कहु न मिलोए, जन साधन तन सिद्धि। जैसे साधन करोगे वैसी सिद्धि होगा, बिना साधन सिद्धि संभव नहीं है। So the normal channel, usual channel, understandable. Whatever you want to achieve by our sweat and blood, we have to achieve it. We have to try hard. परिश्रम करके सिद्धि लाभ करना चाहिए. Normal thinking is reasonable. Whatever we want to achieve in life, for that we have to work hard. We have to try for it. That is one variety, sadhan siddha. The second variety, Sri Ramakrishna says, is nitya siddha or janma siddha. Second type, when a person is perfect since birth, he doesn't have to do perfect. He has achieved, he has been born perfect. Janma siddha. How is it possible? When perfection is once for all. Once you become perfect, you cannot be imperfect anymore. Perfection is called conversion, transformation. Is something called touchstone, sparshmani. It's a mystic stone. If a piece of iron or any other metal is touched with that stone, it becomes gold, golden. It's a mystic stone. It's called Parash Pathar, touchstone. God is that touchstone. It was told about mother. পরশমণি সে যেই পাথর যা চাবিতা দিতে পারে, কত মণি পড়ে রয়েছে চিন্তামণির নাচ দুয়ারে. My mother is that touchstone, and whoever touches the mother becomes gold. But once the metal becomes gold, it cannot be iron anymore. So when the moment we become siddha, it is siddha forever. And siddha means the person does not have to be born again to attain perfection. Why are we born? What is the purpose of our life? To become perfect. That is the goal of our life. And till we are perfect, we have to be born again and again. Chutti nahi hai. We are destined to be perfect sometime or other. All of us will become perfect in due course of time. Until we are perfect, we have to be born over and over again. We have plenty of lives spent before. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tabacharjuna. That's what Sri Krishna says to Arjuna. Arjuna asks Sri Krishna, that this is the first time you are telling me this. They said, no. I have given this. This is not a, whatever I am telling in the Bhagavad Gita is not the first message. This is a repeated message. I have told this again before. It's an old message said anew. To whom did you say? Arjuna was inquisitive. He said that imam vibhasvati yoga proktavanam ahamabhyam. The beginning of the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Imam vibhasvati yogam proktavanam ahamabhyam vibhasvan manave praha manu ikshvaka vibravit. Evam parampara praptam imam rajur shayo vidhu. Sakale neha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. This message, wonderful message, first I told to Surya Vibhaswan. He was the first recipient of this message. Very old time. Aham Abhyam Vibhaswan. The Vibhaswan, Surya, he passed on this message to his son Manu. Manu told his son Ikshvaku, and that's how by disciplic succession this message was being transferred from one generation to another. And while transfer of this message over generation, it got interpolated. It got confused, lot of interpolation came, the misinterpretation came. So the original message was gradually lost. Yogo nashta parantapa. The text torturing, the message, spirit of the message was lost by over ages. Everything gets tarnished. So that's why I am born again and giving you the message afresh, revised edition. Fresh version I am giving, deleting all the misinterpretation and making the new version. Now Arjuna is asking, Aparo bhavatam jamam param janma vivasvata. You are born now, and ages before Surya was born, Vivaswan. Katham etad bijaniyam praktavan havaman. How do I know? You are born now, and Vivaswan was born much before your forefather. How come you gave this message to your forefather? How is it possible? Then Sri Krishna says, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tabacharjuna tani aham vedya sarvani natam vedya parantapa. There are many births you also passed through, so is mine. I am not the firstborn person, not over you. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani. Tabacha Arjuna, mera or your, both are born many times before. Tani aham vedya, that I remember, because I am God. Not tam vedya, you have forgotten. This is the difference between God and human beings. The human beings, when they are born afresh, they forget their past lives, but not God. God remembers. There is difference. God is different from human beings. So human beings are born to become free. God is born to make the human beings free. Why is he born? He has a purpose. God becomes man so that man may become God. Once they become perfect, they don't have to be born again. Once forever. Nevertheless, God comes, doesn't have to attain any freedom. He is free, ever free. Similarly, God selects a team while he is born to help Others, he doesn't come alone. So his teammates are all free. They are called Nitya Siddhya, Janma Siddhya. Like in the modern time, Sri Ramakrishna came with Narendranath, Vivekanand, Brahmanand, Yoganand. They are all Ishwar Koti, Nitya Siddhya. They have not come here to realize God. They are all realized from the date of birth. Their purpose is to help others. So first variety is the common variety, sadhan siddhya, those who have to become free by their own personal effort. So whatever effort we have made this life, that is stored. Next life we try again, then that is added. Third life again so we go on adding our merit, our competence, and when in the final birth, then we become free. Not in one birth. Aneka janma samsiddho tato jati param gatim is possible. In Bhagavad Gita it is said. It is possible, but not in one birth. Aneka janma samsiddho. By many births, birth after birth, you go on trying, and finally we attain the perfection. That is sadhan siddha. But the Nitya Siddha is here and now. They are given Narad, Shukdev, everybody in each time. This Chaitanya, he comes in Nityananda, Buddha, Ananda, they are all free beings. They have come to help the God to achieve his mission. Second variety, Nitya Siddha. It is important to know in the scenario what he is going to say later on. As I said, whatever is being said by Sri Ramakrishna has deep spiritual meaning. Otherwise, you will find, why is he talking about different siddhas? We are not Nitya Siddhas. What is our use to know? It is necessary. How to become Siddha? What are the different channels? I said 5 varieties. So one is Sadhan Siddhya, second is Nitya Siddha, Janma Siddhya. Third variety is Hatat Siddhya, the sudden realization. Suddenly a person becomes perfect without any apparent merit. He doesn't have merit. The example is given. Drishtanta diya jata hai. Now, how to become rich? You have to try hard. So by the constant endeavor, you accumulate money and you increase your bank balance and you become rich. Another is, suddenly you get a lottery. You get $1 million. You have no competence, you have not tried. By accident, by luck, you purchase the lottery ticket with 1 rupee, you got $1 million. Suddenly, there is a Kripa Siddha, Hatat Siddha. Suddenly, the sky opens. But that is also possible. There is also one channel by which people have become perfect. Third. Fourth is Swapna Siddha. That by merit you have tried, you have a sadhan, but suddenly you see the dream. In dream God appears and makes you free. This has also happened. This also happens. Many people in the past have become Swapna Siddha. It's also by grace of God. And fifth variety is Kripa Siddha, by the grace of God. When a person is trying its utmost, then God becomes sympathetic by seeing its effort, and then God helps him to achieve the goal. He cannot reach the goal. God carries him in his lap and puts him in the goal. That's also possible. That's what Kripa Siddha. He says that these are the 5 varieties. Now, those who are fortunate, they become this Kripa Siddha in any of the channels. Either they become Sapna Siddha, Sadhan Siddha. So for us, we are not Nitya Siddhas. For us, these 4 channels are possible. Either you become Sadhan, there is a normal way, golden way, Sadhan Siddha, or Hatat Siddha if the luck breaks, or Sapna Siddha by there is a grace of God, or Kripa Siddha Bhagavan is by grace, by Kripa, by mercy. If God wants, He can make anybody free without any reason. Now, Kripa is a grace. You have to understand. Sometimes our mind is very complicated. We cannot think simply. Always we try to rationalize. We think that God's grace comes only when the person is deserving. Otherwise, why should God's grace come? So whenever a person becomes free by grace of God, we interfere, we interpret that the person must be having lot of sadhana, or else how did he deserve the grace of God? We must understand this kripa is ahetuk, without any reason. That is not kripa. If there is a reason, that is sadhan siddha. He has achieved by his merit. He doesn't have any merit. He received by the mercy of God. And God has the freedom to bestow His grace to whomsoever He wants, deserving or undeserving, or hetuk, without any reason. He has not to justify his work. We have to justify. Whatever we work, it goes with the realm of reasoning. There must be a reason. God's work is without any reason. Ahetuk. He feels it should be given, He has given. He doesn't have to justify his statement to someone else. He is of free will. So these are the 5 varieties. Now, saying this, Sri Ramakrishna is singing a song. Now you will understand why did he narrate these 5 Kripa Siddhas. He is singing a song. It's a famous song in Bengali. Now, the full text of the song in Bengali is been given in the original Bengali version, Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita. Unfortunately, in the Hindi translation and English translation, only 2 lines are mentioned. They should have translated the entire song. The wonderful song, but I will do it for you. Now he says, the song says, শ্যামাধন কি সবাই পায়, কালীধন কি সবাই পায়, অবোধ মন বোঝে না একই দায়. This is the song. Now, the target is, as I said, what is the target? Target to see God. Shama, Ma Kali. To see Ma Kali in reality. We see Ma Kali in an image. मूर्ति में देखते हैं. But that is the beginning of the journey. End of the journey is to see Mother in reality, face to face. That is the goal. Ishwar Darshani Manushya Uddesha hai. And that is the greatest treasure in life, Samadhan. But the question he is asking, a person is asking his own mind, that is it possible for everyone to see Mother Kali is not possible. In million and million of people, maybe one will be fortunate to see the Mother. As has been said in the Bhagavad Gita, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid jatati siddhaye. Jatatam api siddhanam kaschin mang vetti tattvataha. By thousand and thousand mean million. 1,000 is 1 million. Now in millions of people, Manushyanam sahasreshu, maybe one aspires to see God. This is the first thing. As I said, the goal of life is to see God. This is accepted by 1 out of a billion people. You compare in the world, who cares? You ask anybody, what is the goal of life? Eat, drink and be merry, to earn money, to make fun. That is the common goal of life. Out of a million people, one will tell you, no, the goal of life is to see God. Kaschid jatati siddhaye. 1 out of millions of people aspires to see God. And then, jatatamapi siddhanam, those who are aspiring to see God, 1 in a million is able to see God, become siddha. It is that difficult. It's said in Bhagavad Gita, it's said by Bhagavan, not by me or you. God acknowledges the difficulty that has been expressed in this song. Is it a joke to see Mother? But unfortunately, my mind is so foolish that has fixed a target which is infeasible target. If that is so, it's an infeasible target in life. If millions and millions of people are not able to do, how can I achieve it? But the difficulty is, none of us are fool. We are not dullards. By reasoning, we understand that this is not an achievable target. We cannot see God. But the difficulty is, even then, we aspire to see God. We know it is not possible. Even then, we aspire to see God. In another song, the singer says, আমার মন বোঝেছে প্রাণ বোঝে না ধরবে শশী হয়ে বামন. Now, we know the moon. Moon is beyond our reach. We can see, look at the moon, but we cannot have a company of the moon. And now, there was a Brahman, dwarf person, Brahman, of truncated height. And the Brahman is trying to catch the moon. Now, for a dwarf person to catch the moon is a ludicrous proposal. It's never possible. ये हास्यास्पद है. It's a laughing stock. If Brahman is not even having a normal height, he cannot reach a high thing in this world. How can he touch this moon? My condition is like that, he says, that I know it is not possible, but even my heart aspires to touch the moon. That is the predicament in this life. That was what expressed here. I know that the treasure of the Shamama is 1 in a million difficult, rare possibility, but still my mind aspires to see God. And then he adds, Shiveri Ashadya Sadhan Mon Majano Ranga Pai. We have seen the image of Mother Kali. You must have visited the Goshiari Kali Mandir. His president is sitting here, Gautam Mukherjee. Now, beneath Mother Kali there is Shiva, image of Shiva in Samadhi. Now, it is said that the Shiva is trying to concentrate its mind on the holy feet of Mother. Rangapaya means Mother's feet is red by the smearing of Alimpan by Alita. Mother's feet is termed red. Rangapaya. Now, Shiva is trying to concentrate its mind. Now, Shiva is the great God. He is always in Samadhi. Now, what is he meditating on? He is meditating on the feet of the Mother Kali to concentrate. But he is not able to do. It's asadha. Even Shiva cannot concentrate its mind on the feet of Mother Kali. What to talk of you and me? Even Shiva, he is not able to do. He said, Shiveri Ashadya Sadhan. तो साधन सिद्ध होना एक बकवास है, कभी होगा नहीं. वो खाली नाम को वास्ते कहा गया है. जब शिवा इज नॉट एबल टू साधन सिद्ध, हाउ ए पर्सन कैन डू? सो फॉर आवर रीचिंग द टारगेट, कृपा सिद्ध इज द ओनली चैनल. दिस इज द सीक्रेट श्री रामकृष्ण इज सेइंग. फॉर अस the only channel to become perfect is Kripa Siddha, by grace of God. That's why we should constantly pray for the grace of God. That's why so much of prayer that Swami Vivekananda has prayed in the bhajan of Sri Ramakrishna. Tasmat tameva sharanam mama dina bandhu. I have seen that I am not be able to reach you, so I take refuge in you. Kripa karo, kripa. Kripa bhinna jiver goti nai. So our channel, our way out is only the grace of God, for which we should continuously pray for kripa. That is only the sadhana. By personal effort or sadhana or whatever you do, you can never reach God. Impossible. Our only way out is to try to seek the grace of God, for which you have to constantly pray. And when you pray, then God, by His infinite mercy, He takes us in His lap. That's why God is asking us to approach Him. Jesus says, O all ye that are heavily laden. He knows, God knows in how much difficulty we are. He is Antarjamin. He need not be updated of our present difficulties. Sometimes we try to narrate our difficulties to God. We waste time. He knows. We need not update Him. He is inviting. Come to me. Come all ye that are heavily laden, come unto me, I shall give you rest. I will take care. Bhagavan is inviting us in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja. Aham tva sarva papebhya mokshayisya mashucha. Don't worry. Whatever sin you have, I will squash them all. But take refuge in me. Come unto me. And we must understand, unless we approach God, we cannot reach Him by any might. That's what by this song Sri Ramakrishna is trying to imbibe us. The song is wonderful. The remaining part we'll take up in our next Sunday class. Niranjanam nityam ananta rupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavasaram parameshamityam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namama. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. We close now with the chanting of the Lord. Please join with me. Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om Ramakrishna Hari Om. Announcement: next Sunday we will have the second round of Durga Puja meeting. Please come with all your collection books for a review and a volunteer's duty roster. And tomorrow there is a special function in commemoration of the 125th anniversary of the foundation of Ramakrishna Mission. In the Gandhi Jayanti, in the auditorium of our ashrama, a special musical concert. The devotional songs will be presented by Prajyot Devaskar in the accompaniment of tabla by Sumit Mallik, and violin, there will be a concert, violin by Sushanta Goswami, then keyboard that Udit, Raj Shankar, and sitar that Raviraj, that Sarvajit Singh. So there's and then Manjira by Ajit Trivedi. So this program starts with 7 p.m. after the evening Aarti, and will run about 1 hour and 15 minutes. You are all welcome tomorrow in this auditorium, tomorrow evening. And today we will have the Agamani Sangeet after the evening Aarti, and also the youth program at 4:30, the guided meditation. That will be taken by me. All are welcome.